Really? Do you only run sideways? Silly. Silly application. Silly.
Hey there, friend.
Computer main. Hello everyone, how are you? Nice to have you in the kitchen. I'm just preparing to make myself a little scran, which is a word I've heard people say and I don't think I've ever said before. That's interesting. So, how are we all doing? How's the audio levels? You'll have to let me know. I don't really have much in the way of checking it here, but myself and my robot friends are just going to make a little meal. Let me introduce you. Computer, fridge. Hi. Computer, cutting. Hi. So I feel like with these tools we might together manage to create a delicious snack. Delicious snack. Computer, main. I'm getting the hang of this. Let's try camera 2. Well, it made a worried beep, but it seemed to work as well. Good. So, what shall we eat? That's the main question. Come with me on a journey. So, Alex's traditional way of eating is to throw everything he's got in a wok and see what happens. So, shall we start with that? Oh, look, a wok. What does that noise mean? Something exciting happens. Oh, you've subbed. Sweet sweetheart. Thank you, weird one, for subscribing to whatever is happening now. Computer, fridge. Computer, fridge. You got one job, my friend. Computer, fridge. Do I have to do this for you? Computer, fridge. Computer, fridge. Computer, fridge. All right, okay. You have to be really excited, or it doesn't care for it. So let's see what we've got in the fridge, shall we? Yeah. Oh, I think computer cutting. Oh, we need to work on this voice recognition. Clearly, computer cutting. Camera 1. Well, that worked. Good. I think some noodles. Noodles are always good. We've got some pizza here. We can reheat and stick in there. Yeah. And what's happening in chat? Oh yeah. I agree. Well, I'm glad you're all having as much a fun time as I am. Computer main. I really need to invest in a stream deck, don't I? Computer main. There we are. Let's see what else is happening. Ah, shitloads of peppers, that's fine. But it's not really a meal unless it's mostly onions. I'm pleased to say I do have some mostly onions available. Oh my god, I'm certainly prepared. Looks like Alex knows what Alex eats. Excellent. That might be 2 minutes. No, Alex, there's no such thing. Good. Computer, cutting. Camera 1. We'll get the hang of it, guys. We'll figure this out together. Oh, it is. It's a beautiful kitchen, isn't it, Neko? Isn't it fabulous? Who could possibly be responsible for this? Because I don't know if anyone tuned in and saw Neko's fantastic stream, where recently Neko has been streaming some Japanese horror games, which are very good. A lot of fun to play. But on occasion I have been known to set up this camera and make dinner in the corner, just for 5 minutes, as a fun little side. Mostly I do it because the terror gets too terrifying and I can't handle it after a while. Computer, main. Camera 2. Camera 2. What else might work? Computer, communicator. Computer, main. Camera 2. Camera 2. It's embarrassing, really, isn't it? Computer, main. Who would dare defy this voice? Computer, main. Computer, main. Computer, primary. Well, that did something, didn't it? All right, we're getting there. Gosh, no wonder everyone's turning off in disgust. I don't blame you guys. Yeah. So, let's see what we've got. We've got onions, we've got peppers, we've got pak choy. You need a lot of pak choy in anything you make, absolutely. Well, you know, the USS Sassy Pants is an old ship. She's falling apart. Like so many of us, but that doesn't mean we don't love her. That doesn't mean we don't love her. All right, I think we're about ready to commence cutifications. Computer, cutting. See, that worked last time. Camera 1. Camera 1. Yeah, and a series of error beeps, but I don't think that will be a problem, right? That can't be an issue. Now, welcome to the terrifying time, which is watching someone left-handed cutting food, which will be oddly disconcerting if you're not a lefty. Surely he doesn't have dominant control. Well, let's find out together, shall we? Let's find out together. It is. It is the most professional stream going. Don't you forget it. Oh, I guess we could simulcast this. There, let's put that there. Oh, I'm gonna be a wild man. I'm going to edit the camera live. Here we go. Yeah. Look at that handsome fuck. How about that? Yeah. Good. So, how are we all? Are we having a fun evening in? Have you already eaten your dinners? Don't get food on the Vive headset. I'm glad certainly the webcam sounded much better than it has previously. Thank you, the weird one, for coming and effectively, as per usual, fixing most of my technical and soul issues. Yeah, they're a good human, broadly speaking, if human they be. So, what shall we talk about tonight? What exciting things have been happening on the internet or in real life that's very important that we all discuss more? I'd like to talk to you about my Willy. That is not true. I just wanted to say that sentence. I believe, is it Crichton who says that? Or is it, I want to talk to you about my... No, he says, I want to talk to you about my penis. It's in that episode of Red Dwarf where Crichton becomes human, however briefly. And he's not quite sure what he's supposed to do with it. Has quite a terrifying moment where he laughs, and then it cuts away from the laugh, and they do this echo thing on it. He just goes, ha 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 ha, and it echoes away into the night, and it's really spooky. It really spooks me out. I was young when I first saw it, and that echoing laugh still creeps me. So if ever you're watching that episode of Red Dwarf, remember that your Uncle Alex has nightmares about that particular soundscape on that particular episode. So I've had a nice shower, which will really help me just smell of only onions, which I think is important. You do have nearly all the angles. We can go computer, fridge. Computer, fridge. Camera 3. I mean, you're trying, I presume. You're certainly trying my patience, my dear Captain Cabinet. Honestly. So yeah, today what we're going to do is we're going to fuck a lot of onions. Now this is in Scottish vernacular, so when I say fuck, I mean similar to defenestrate. To fuck something in this context is to throw it in to a bowl or throw it out of a building. We might try both of those. To begin with, we'll be fucking them into a bowl. We'll just fuck everything into a bowl and see what happens from there. Yeah. Not enough onions, because it's physically impossible to have enough onions. All the onion... Oh no, wait, you can see my bum. Yeah, okay. I won't do the bum dance. So dear Adam is coming around tomorrow for his finale stream before he moves off to Glasgow. So we'll just probably be doing more Beat Saber and more holodeck compatible games. We might make some deeply inappropriate art, for example, in Tilt Brush. We'll see. Like and subscribe. I mean, that's my default statement. What I meant was, just tell us what you'd like to see, Kiddywinks, and we'll make it so. Bass. I didn't think of that. Yeah. We'll deal. So, computer, fridge. Computer, fridge. Camera 3. Camera 3. I think I need to work on being the wok whisperer here. It's going to be a while. We'll get there. Let me just get my good professional stream tuna chunks in brine camera stand. There we are. Good. Haven't figured out a way to make the Twitch chat be portrait, so this is how I'm living my life right now. You can all look at my bald spot. Well, Rob Burns, I actually have a special skill there. Because I wear contact lenses, because I'm virtually blind, it turns out that makes one pretty much impervious to onions. So, if ever you need a pack of ravaging onions dealt with, you just come to me. So, but Alex, there's no meat in this meal. You're right. And that's because I'm amazingly lazy. I have such severe ADD that I found that now that I've started cooking for myself much more, computer cutting. Did that work? No. Computer cutting. Computer cutting. Computer cutting. Computer cutting. Camera 1. Camera 1. Guys, I think I'm going to need to invest in a stream deck, because otherwise this is just Genitals the Show, and that's probably not what you signed up for. Or maybe it is. Computer? Oh well, we got me there. That'll do, right? That'll do for now. Yeah. Computer, cutting. Computer. Camera 1. No, yeah, okay, why not? Just at random, yeah? That's cool. Yeah, I might invest in a stream deck. Strawrus, welcome to the All Caps family. How you doing? I'm just cutting some onions, you know, singing a little song that goes like this. I'm cutting onions! And that's why I don't have many friends. Good. Do I have a spare phone that can connect to Wi-Fi? While I do technically have a spare phone that can connect to Wi-Fi, it's very much being utilised at the moment, sitting in a package waiting to be shipped to Carphone Warehouse, with an apology letter saying how dreadfully smashed up it is, and saying thank you very much for letting me trade it in towards a beautiful Note 9 Superphone. Which, as you've seen if you've watched previous streams, the only use I found of is, has this amazing thing that comes out, this stylus, with which you can draw exquisite dick pics, even when the phone screen is off. It turns on the pixels for each one you draw on. So you can have some great genital drawage action if that's your thing. And I am certain it is. Well, speaking of yelling at Xboxes, you know, what was it? It was the Rainbow Six games prior to Vegas 2. Rainbow Six Vegas, or New Vegas, no, it can't be New Vegas, that was a Fallout game, had incredible voice command, but I think it was the original Xbox that really took it to the next level. On the original Xbox you could stack up commands and do it all with natural neural language processing, which was fabulous. Oh wait, I forgot the microphone's over there. Can you fuckers hear me at all? There we are. On the original Xbox, if you were playing one of those Rainbow Six games, you could plug in the mic and say things like, stack up, planar, position 1, flash on Zulu. You know, you could give full-on stacked and nested commands like that, and then when you give the command with Zulu Zulu, all your AI buddies would impact that command, whether that was all stacking up to run into a room together and throw a flashbang before they go in, or what have you. It's onions the meal, 'cause you're cooking with Alex Gray. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this whole streaming thing. When one streams alone, it's very easy to forget that you're not just talking to yourself, which I often do anyway. But, yeah, I try and keep control of my musical abilities and not go into the bizarre fantasy land that my songs normally go to when I'm cooking alone. Absolutely. No unicorns with this for heads here. Oh, that's a lot of oil. Yeah. Computer, fridge. See, I believed in you there for a moment. Camera 3. Camera 3. Computer, fridge. Computer, fridge. I know, I can feel it too. Computer, fridge. What? Suck my dick. There was a brief moment where I thought that might command it. Oh. Well, I find it very difficult to concentrate on one thing without losing focus, which is also why I'm going to set this mic now to cardioid pattern. That's better. Less crackle in your pop. So you need to cook through onions so they're nice and extra tasty before you throw everything else in. So we could repair the other fuck nuggets. What are you chaps saying? Ah, yes. I believe Skyrim has the same thing, especially if you run it with a Kinect plugged in, the Xbox version. You can actually shout, Buzzrodar! To fuck people into the next life. Again, despite the accent, I am using fuck in the Scottish sense to defenestrate. It's true, which does explain my immensely dreadful farts. Which somehow Neko has mostly avoided as well.
considering Neko and I have been living together for, gosh, 3 or 4 months now, even though I was out of it for a month and a half, we've been very good flatmates, I think. Especially considering I just moved back from a drama school. I've managed to keep my clothes on. I've managed to not profusely fart in her presence. Yeah. I think those are the only 2 things you can really ask from a male flatmate. So we're doing okay. Oh, Joffrey. That's your name now, Joffrey. As for plans for the rest of the weekend, Strollus, my dear friend, Adam is coming round tomorrow to do his final stream before he moves to Glasgow. Oh, you're right, I should stir the onions. Yeah. And I've asked my close personal friend, Bonnie Gordon, to tweet it out, and she's got a lot of Star Trek followers and fans as well. So hopefully we'll get a lot of viewers for that. And yeah, we'll spend that night in the holodeck as per usual. So playing most of the holodeck compatible games. So Beat Saber and a few others. When I say holodeck compatible, I mean the kind that let you appear in the game. Which is done with a complicated quadding system that I will describe on a more technical cast if people are interested. But we'll also play some normal VR games that I quite like. So we'll only have first-person view for that. But of course there will always be the cooking can in the corner. I would love Bonnie to visit. Yeah. Bonnie, for those who don't know, is on Shield of Tomorrow and some other stuff on Geek and Sundry. I think she's going over to... Oh, she just got a new show on Geek and Sundry, actually. And I think she's doing some stuff with the Critical Role boys and girls as well. So she's a busy little bee. But I understand both her and her new boy toy were hoping to visit Scotland, so yeah. We might get them to visit soon, absolutely. Ah, yes, that's true. Weird One is coming round for a nice back massage on Sunday as well. Because they're suffering, and I'm the king of de-suffering human beings. Not by putting them out of their misery. Well, sometimes. But Alex, these are all cut in random shapes and sizes. They won't cut through. You're absolutely right. Another excellent thing about primarily cooking with vegetables. Doesn't matter. Some will be crunchy, some will be like fully cooked through. It's an exciting change of palate that I'm a big fan of. Yeah. It's also why I randomly up and down the temperature on the onions, so that some will be like, you know, those kind of thick burger joint kind of seat onions, and others will be kind of fresh and crunchy onions, or crunions. Yeah, you go there, that's fine. La 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 la. Oh, God, I really wish I could get... I'm still slightly annoyed I can't get Twitch chats to go portrait. Hang on, to go landscape. Well, I think you'll find, Jeffrey, he does, and his name's Alex Gray. Alex does do very good backdrops. He's famous for it. Well, he's infamous for it, which is similar. Yeah. So, I like veggies that have a kind of umami quality. Like onions, like pak choi. The downside is that it can fool you into thinking you've had protein. So sometimes I just get the overwhelming urge to eat meat again, and I realise it's because I never put soy sauce in. Now, do not think for a moment, Twitch, that I am purposefully vegetarian. It's just that I'm an extraordinarily lazy man. And if you're cooking with meat, you have to get it out the fridge or freezer. You have to get it all cold and clammy and gross onto you. You have to start fucking deboning it, which is horrible. Then you need to throw it in the wok for 10 or 15 minutes to make sure it's cooked enough it won't kill you. Then you throw everything else on. Then you get this urge to cook everything else through again, just to double check it won't kill you. So everything else is just overcooked and ghastly. So yeah, all in all, if you just don't bother with the veggies, cooking becomes much easier. Yeah, I mean, I like cooking with tofu, absolutely. I've never really done corn. I don't really like corn, TBH, and I've given them plenty of chances. It's just not as good as meat, but wants to pretend it is. Yeah. How do you cook meat, weird one? Do you mean by actually cooking, something I will never get the hang of? Camera 3. Camera 3. Computer, fridge. Computer, fridge. Computer, this will burn if you don't do it. Camera 3. Computer, fridge. Computer, fridge. Computer, fridge. Fuck you. Woo! Yeah! Eat ass, you veggies. Alright. Maybe I can open on this phone a sort of OBS remote control. I'm sure I own such a thing. Let's see if it works. OBS remote. That sounds promising. It has not worked. Oh well, never mind. I'll just run through, shall I? Oh, hello everyone. Fancy seeing you here. So, what are you all doing? What are you up to? I'm adding fire to vegetables in the hope they become edible, as is the general plan. That's the gist. Yeah. Maybe I should try more corn, I guess. Yeah. But again, see, I absolutely and fundamentally do comprehend and thoroughly agree with the ethical and moral reasons for becoming a vegetarian. And up to now, the reason I haven't is laziness. TBH. But it turns out, when you're cooking for yourself much more, laziness makes it much easier to be vegetarian or vegan. Yeah. Or maybe that's just an ADD thing, I don't know. Yes, I know I should have thrown those noodles in way earlier. You don't all have to start shouting it in chat. They'll cook through, it'll be fine. Ah, yes, spices. Well, that is the next interesting thing. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Well, Mr. Byrne, primarily for spices, and I'm just not going to add some until I've really heated through these noodles, is a question of what have I got? And often the answer is something weird. So I'm a big fan of Asian flavors, so usually a bunch of gochujang or something else extremely spicy. You see, I used to not like spicy foods. Spicy foods were the Alex nadir. And only in the last couple of years did I discover it's because I've been misinformed as to what spice was. Because, you know, in British vernacular English, we only have one word for spices, which is spice. And so I think of it as the equivalent as a vindaloo, you know, it's just a fieriness, a painful unpleasantness. It was only when I started dating my partner, who's from the Maldives, and discovered they have like 13 different words just for varieties of spice, and each of those have nested loops for different types of spice, I realised, oh shit, there's a whole palette of spices here. I've been misinformed as to what fire is. And so that was a lovely journey. And now, astonishingly, my spice threshold is higher than hers, which is very nice. Oh. Oh, Verm, have you got a new desktop? That's quite exciting. Do you mean a new machine, or just kind of reorganising everything? A strict diet? Oh no. Storis, it's okay. Maybe your strict diet could include some vegetables, in which case You could do this. Oh, unless you mean a medical kind of diet, in which case, no, not for you. Bad, Storis, bad. So, today I am wearing clothes because I am cooking, and you don't want hot oil landing anywhere on you. And because I was putting on clothes, which is not like me, I thought I might as well stream it. It seemed like a good way to learn some new interesting OBS things, which is why we've got that Android phone working as a webcam. It's why we've got various cameras in various places. Yeah, it's turned out to be quite a pleasant way to learn how to stream. Decide to stream a random thing, you'll pick up a lot of interesting things about how to do it. And unlike usual, where the failure is just a horrible thing that happens when you're trying to go online, I fully expected to spend 90 minutes doing the setup. So it was a nice change when it only took 80. Yeah.
Oh, an optimum setup. All right.
Alright, these seem relatively cooked now. So I think what we're going to throw in today is shitloads of sriracha, everyone's favourite. Sriracha is bae, as I'm sure everyone knows. And this is a new one, probably unopened. Yeah. Now, I'm not normally a sriracha fan, but I've been very hard pressed to find any good gochujang or anything, because there are some very nice Korean markets in Edinburgh, but I need to be walking past with cash in my pocket. So because it's Fringe and my job is massage for actors, etc., I've done a lot of massages. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean I'm loaded, it means I'm owed a lot of money. That is the nature of being self-employed, sadly. I've got some money. Maybe even enough to buy some spices. So I might get to have a more exciting meal soon. Let's fuck all that in there. That's how you do that. And then just to add something, I think also some hoisin. Yep, there we are. Fairly westernized. These are the Blue Dragon varieties. But that's why we add just a little bit more spice with some Leon Perrins. Get a tiny touch of fishiness in there too. Yeah. Like I said, literally whatever I've got will go in. A new flavour adventure every day. Oh fuck, that's really nice. More of that. Yeah. You know what? You're right, chat. You're right. There's no reason not to mix it in. Maybe just throw in some harissa. Just to see what we'll do. Oh, that's very umami. That smells incredible. Alright. So we're fucking in some harissa now.
Good.
Excellent. Ah, good. Yeah. This smells like the tits. Ladies and gentlemen. But like in a good way, like positits. Positivity. So it's always important to think with positivity. Oh, Worm, I'm jealous of your new setup. I hope it's good. So now I'm getting into that traditional thing which I've discovered. Maybe if other people have turned relatively vegetarian, you know what I mean. Because I'm so used to eating meat, I'm just unconsciously overcooking this and letting the veggies fry for minutes and minutes and minutes because I'm unconsciously thinking, when will the meat be safe? But actually, I could have fucked this in and then just, you know, released it with 2 minutes to go. It would have been absolutely fine. So I guess I'm just mixing it to get the sauces in at this point. Yeah.
Oh.
Have I become disconnected, or has everyone just stopped talking? Either of those are fine. You're allowed to not talk. Don't feel obliged to talk to me. I'll talk to myself. Watch. Alex, life is meaningless and you're going to die soon. Well, fuck. Look what you've done, guys. You've left me alone with my own thoughts. Another black dog's approaching. But that's okay, because the meal is plenty colourful.
like and subscribe for delicious din-dins. Delicious.
Very good. Let's try this again, shall we? Computer, main. Computer, primary. Camera 1. Camera 2. Camera 3. No, fine. I mean, if you're not into it, that's fine. Little bitch. Alright, I think we can call that cooked now. Oh, yes. Very nice. Do a little bit of a tasty taste. Yeah, that's spicier than I expected. That's good. That's much spicier than I expected. I might have to... I'm going to undo that with a bit more sweet hoisin. Just take the edge off. There it is. That's what's missing. Good. Yeah, you go there. Cooking with ADD. So, there's a game. Maybe you guys have seen it being played. It's called Viscera Cleanup Detail. It's about going into the places where space marines or such have had their adventures and are cleaning up after the fight, putting all the monster entrails into buckets, etc. And people play that game for hundreds of hours and find it really satisfying. I hate it. I hate cleaning up IRL, and I hate cleaning up in games. So I have to cook like this and make a hot mess in order to make myself clean the kitchen. You're welcome, Necker. So, that's my excuse. Adam, fucking join the stream. I'm getting pictures of... See, Adam has just sent me some nice pictures of his shorts. They're very nice. We'll make him come join chat now. Good. Texas English? Oh, what have I missed? What are we talking about? Oh, well, you're hypnotised by my vice. I didn't know you'd even seen the bedroom. My goodness. The vice is for later. That's kind of a... That's a level 3 implement. Exactly. I'm marinating the shit out of it. Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to serve some up now. I'll pop some in the fridge for later. Fans of the channel may know Charlotte, especially from the Discord. Charlotte's fairly active. And it was Charlotte who effectively taught me how to cook. Or at least she taught me how to buy food. It turns out that's step 1 in cooking. Which is a very sweet story, which I've actually put up on Reddit. So if you are a Reddit redder, then you can Reddit rat-row. I will link it in the Discord. Because I came home from London, all clinical depressions and all the other bits and pieces that happen to you when you make the terrible mistake of living in or near London. And kind of forgot how to human. And she taught me again, which was very nice of her. Let's go through here, shall we? Oh. Alright, we'll take the whole family. Come, fridge. There we are. Good, good. Oh, I wonder what all that water on the floor is. That's probably fine. Good. Excellent. I know. It's both behind the scenes and the scenes at the same time. You're liking this picture-in-picture shit. I mean, it's not a professional stream, but isn't it more interesting than a professional stream? I would say so. Yeah. Good. Now, time to watch something nice on the telly. I know. Perhaps I'll look at me. That'll be good. Yeah, let's get Meta over here. Excellent. So, thank you very much, everyone, for being here to help test my bizarre attempt at streaming with triple cams. I think it's worked quite well, actually. Yeah. Now, let's turn that Alex sideways and read the chat. Hello, everybody. Oh, Adam, if you're here, tell everyone hi. We're just talking about how much of a dreamboat you are. Because you are, you know. By dreamboat, I mean like one of those massive steam ships just belching coal out into the air. It's a particularly beautifully cleansed. Oh, I didn't think that through, did I? You don't want to look at the bowl. No. Alright, so the multicam setup, while wonderful, isn't as good as what I was attempting to do. Which was, you know, have the voiceover system work. But you can't have everything. So, dinner with Alex. What shall we discuss? While looking up my nose. It's a good question. Well, when it comes to the transporters on Star Trek, of course, it's true that at the quantum scale, you can't know both the location of something and, you know, its relative position and its speed, its vector, because knowing either of those means changing the other in order to make the measurement. So, of course, for that reason, you can't actually capture the quantum data in order to create a teleporter in real life. Which is why after Season 3 of Star Trek The Next Generation, they wrote in the Heisenberg compensator, a piece of technology named after the scientist Heisenberg, who came up with that realization, to realize we don't need it. We don't damn well need it. Next, what other Star Trek or Star Trek science question shall we ask Uncle Alex? Oh, I'm excited for that, Adzo. Guess what? Adzo in chat? That's Adam. Adzo sounds like Adam, that's how you can tell. It sounds like something maybe someone between the ages of 13 and 15 would call themselves on the internet. Next Generation is my favourite series, of course. But, you know, recently I had a bit of a realization. I was watching Deep Space Nine on Netflix, where it's now serialized, and I heard myself say, just whispered it under my breath, is this the best Star Trek? It was a shocking realization, let me tell you. I think that DS9 got a lot of hatred at the time, because how TV worked then didn't really suit Star Trek. But now that people watch things all in a massive glut, it seems to work much better. I think that was a good call. It's much more easy to enjoy Deep Space Nine now. Shocking. Good. Come on, more Star Trek gossip. What should we talk about? No one's asking about the new Picard series, for example. You know, considering this is my phone doing a weird IP webcam thing, it's not that far behind, actually, is it? And that's pretty usable. Yeah. I'm getting good at this streaming thing. That's not true. Maybe in a year or so. That's interesting. I think, in terms of lateral and ventral nacelles worm spawn, my dear worm, I think generally the headcanon, the reason people would talk about on the Daystrom Institute subreddit, for example, is that that single warp nacelle holds both the positive and negative cell. So it's kind of split in the middle with a magnetic or some other form of Minecraft bedrock level material between them. So it generates a warp field from a single point, yes, but that single point is actually two separate sides of the system. That is my answer. Well, that's a good point, Blackburn, yes. It could be a force field, I suppose, but it seems a bit wasteful, really, doesn't it? When you could use a brick. But I always thought that about Star Trek. Throw them in the brig. Throw them in the brig which costs tens of thousands of kilovolts to run. Throw them in the brig that, in the event of an emergency or power outage, everyone will instantly escape. Looked cool though, didn't it? I know, everyone. It is weird that Adam hasn't come round today, but he only asked to come round tomorrow. I don't know why. You'd think he would have wanted to spend tonight playing VR games, but who knows? He's a strange chap that way. Good. See, I've tried Babylon 5. People love it. People love Babylon 5, and I feel like it's so much, you know? Babylon 5 is a big thing to jump into. I think it's like Homestar Runner or anything else. Once the media is huge, it's difficult to know where your stepping point is. And I can't believe as a Star Trek fan, I of all people am complaining about that, but you know what I mean. Makes it difficult. Yes, but Adam, I'm not invited to that party. And the VR rig isn't at that party. You silly goose. Voyager, that's a tough one. Yeah, what can we say about Voyager? Voyager have an unfortunate issue of effectively being on, or being on shortly after, the two best Star Treks, The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. And because it's set on a ship going on an exploration, people assumed it would be more like The Next Generation, that we'd have more Next Generation. But it just wasn't. It wasn't what people wanted. And so it was unfairly berated. But taken on its own, as many people do, because for many it is the only Star Trek they watched, and they really enjoyed it. So, weird though it is to say it, it seems to be like a Star Trek that's not for Trekkies, you know? Yeah. You are welcome here at any time, Adam. Especially as Neko's not here tonight, so we could stream to 3 a.m. again and upset the neighbours. Though if we are doing our processional stream tomorrow, maybe we shouldn't. Yeah, I've got a lot of friends who are... That's not true. I've got 1-2 friends who are really into Babylon 5. But again... And I guess it's similar with our own fetishizement of Star Trek. Thanks for the overlay, Laylis, again. It seems silly to say. They're too into it, I don't know how to get into it. It's not like the new Doctor Who, where at least every time they kill someone off, they try and refresh it enough that new people can jump in. Like, remember when Matt Smith took over? They completely changed the show. They went from static angle, BBC-style direction to suddenly moving cameras, a lot of tilting, a lot of panning. It felt like a completely different show, which, aside from Discovery, hasn't really happened in Star Trek. Well then, shall we talk about Industrial Light and Magic and their design of the Enterprise D? Yes, we shall. Industrial Light and Magic, or ILM, as I'm sure we all know, are the company that's set up by George Lucas, to do a lot of the effects of Star Wars. Incredibly talented people with amazing technology, making most of the science fiction that you will have seen in terms of Starship stuff from that era. And so, understandably, Paramount approached them to build and design the first version of the Galaxy-class Starship, the small and large size models of the Enterprise D. And so ILM said, okay, great, leave that with us, we'll do that. And they went off and they worked on it for a month or 3. And then the guys from Paramount came back to see what amazing things they had done. Adam's leaving us again, the son of a bitch. But I'm sure I'll see him later when we turn on the holodeck. Everyone comes back, Gene, etc. return to the ILM lot, and they say the following. What is this? Because they've taken the blueprints to the Enterprise D and all of Okuda, etc.'s incredible detail work, and they've done their own thing. They've built this thing that kind of looks weird and floopy and yeah, futuristic, but they just said, no, you cannot do that. And ILM just said, like, well, yeah, but this is what we do for Star Wars, you know? We just make something that looks like it might work like a ship, and we stick things on it that will look cool, and then it goes and flies through space, and everyone goes, it's cool. And they just had to sit them down and explain that, no, Star Trek isn't like that. You need to follow the blueprints, because Star Trek fans are the kind of people to count the windows. It needs to look exactly as per spec. And it's one of the few times ILM has been slapped for being too creative. So they went back and they designed the Galaxy-class models again, this time to actually look like the ship they were supposed to build. Interestingly, a similar thing happened to the Enterprise C, which appears in that one episode, Yesterday's Enterprise. It was supposed to, on the original design, have these beautiful kind of curved nacelles. It was clearly like, it was a clear differentiation. It was clearly the step in between the Enterprise B and the Enterprise D. But they just didn't have time to make the model. And so it ends up with these kind of sploopy nacelles which don't look like the original design. But you can't have everything, can you? Yeah. Oh, what have I missed? Oh, yes. Yes, Monster of the Week. Yes, Voyager was much more Monster of the Week. You can. In fact, you could argue that random episodes are the only kind of episodes there are of Voyager, which might be rather where it falls down. Think how good Year of Hell would have been if it was spread across an entire season. What a shame to cut it down to an hour's storytelling. Of course, that is what happened to Enterprise, famously. And again, Enterprise would be such a different show if it was made now, in the time of Netflix. But the original idea for Enterprise was that the entire first season would be set on Earth. It would be battling the bureaucracy of the Vulcans, of getting to right to go into space. We'd look at the politics of the Federation and how the Vulcans were holding all back the species, until eventually we got to launch the NX-01. But Paramount, because they weren't Netflix at the time, said, no, we need to get them off of Earth in the first episode. Hence, there was that weird, convoluted 2-hour-long episode to open up the series. Yeah, shame. I wonder what Enterprise would have been like if it was made now, in the days of Netflix and bumper viewing. Well, my dear attractive young people, this has been a lot of fun, but now that I'm just sitting here eating food and talking with you, I feel like it may not be strictly necessary television, you know? But if Adam comes around later, we'll come back to the holodeck, and knowing us, I'm sure there will be a food and chat break, because there usually is. But it's been a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me for Cooking with Alex. I'm sorry that the technology didn't work quite as advertised, but again, a good reason to invest in a Stream Deck. Oh my god. Thank you for following. Who'd have thought that this stream of all things, is what would turn you on to this channel? I build a beautiful virtual reality system that allows us to film within the 3D space of VR and superimpose people into it. And what do people always seem to subscribe for and follow for? Food. Maybe I need to make a separate Twitch that's just cooking shows. What do you think? All right, my lovers. Let's end it there, shall we? But as you're here, shall we follow the tradition? Is it time for Blue Alert? What do you think? Why not? We'll do a quick Blue Alert. Nothing too crazy. Come with me, you lot. I'm just going to do a very fast, very cheeky Blue Alert. So Blue Alert, if you're new to the channel, and this is new to you, is where we fulfill our duty of exploring strange new worlds, of seeking out new life and new civilizations. What that means in context is that we find a random Twitch streamer who has 0 viewers. I'm also willing to accept on occasion 1 viewer, and who has very few followers. And we make their night by just joining in and suddenly giving them an audience. And often these are people who have streamed into the ether for years, never expecting anyone to actually tune in and view them. So it's quite exciting when it suddenly happens for them. So it's just nice to find a random person playing a random game and making their evening. Why don't we have a look now? Let's engage the Blue Alert. Here we are. Oh, that got a bit trippy, didn't it? I put it on second screen. Good. Let's have a look around. So we want a game that's popular, but also that every variety of human will play. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I think Zelda. The VR League. Oh, I forgot the VR League is happening at the moment. I should join the VR League. Yeah. Oh, I always press the dashboard button. Don't look in there. There's important things in there. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Good. So if you're watching somewhere else, if you're being, what's the word? Hosted, might I recommend you come and join us in the main channel instead? And we'll just find some... Gosh, a lot of people are playing Zelda today. Is it the official Zelda Day or something? I don't know. Who are you? You look a bit strange. Let's see if you'd like some friends. Does anyone watch you? Oh, are you... You're a 14-year-old boy from Finland, and he's been learning English. Well, if you've been learning English, perhaps you'd like to test it now. All right, everyone. I think we have our choice. Blue Alert. Let's go make a new friend. We're just going to turn up, be friendly for a few minutes, and then go our separate ways. But it's nice to make someone's day, if only for a few minutes. Let's see what he makes of us, shall we? I've been Alex. This has been Scotchbox. We'll see you soon. Mwah. Seek life. Find new civilizations. Over there. In Finland. Beep. Here we go.